Hello, everybody. We are here again. Hi, for another book club discussion. I Dare You to Win by the wonderful, lovely, amazing Kanita Washington. I'm so excited to be here with Quiandria Willis, who is going to chat with us today about law number 6, the law of silence. Now, I know people may be thinking, law of silence? How is that a law? Kiki, we're getting a little bit of feedback from you. Can you cut your speaker down just a little? Sorry, guys, give us 1 second. We got a little bit of tech. Yeah, we're getting a little feedback. Is that better? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. No worries. All right. So let's continue on with where we are. So as we usually do, for those that are with us, please turn to your book, page 41, and let us read together the law of silence, just to kind of get an introduction as to what this law is about and how it applies to us. So the law of silence is the protection from premature exposure. Just already, I've been thinking about the mouth.
Zip
it. Yes. And it makes you think about Genesis 1 too. In the Bible where God spoke, or was that Genesis 2? But 1 or 2. But anyway, where he spoke and things came into existence from speaking. So thinking about our mouths being quiet.
Yes.
To protect us from exposure. That's so interesting. Premature. Wow. Let me keep going so that I can because that part takes me out.
That part right there.
It's that part right there. So when news breaks before its time, it can cause much turmoil in the world. You must operate in wisdom when you're on the verge of a win, because telling the wrong sources can poison the outcome. Remember, not everyone will celebrate your victories or wins. Be calculated and wise. Operate in silence and allow the results to reveal itself in time.
Yes. Deep. Yeah. So all of these laws are fire. And I can't even say which one I like the most because they're all like so needed and so impactful. So it makes me think about breaking news, like when news breaks in life or something tragic happens. The first thing you hear is breaking news. You see it all over the TV. And a lot of times media breaks news before it's time, before they know the details, they know what's really going on. They so quick to tell what happened. They bombarding, they knocking at the door, they gathered out there with their cameras. And it actually makes me think of this Netflix series called Clickbait. Pretty popular.
I've been hearing about that. Yes. I was gonna check it out actually.
Yes. Check it out, but get out there to win first. Get the book first, and then look at Clickbait. Okay, so Clickbait. It was all throughout the episodes. Media was outside because they were waiting for this breaking news. They was waiting for this information to release, the truth to be released, and it was different stories looming, and things came out before its time, and it caused much turmoil, and the truth wasn't out. So it's so important not to break news before it's actually true, because some people break lies, and we live off of a lie because you broke news that was not even true.
You need your own church, okay? That's good.
And so you mentioned earlier how God formed this whole world off of words, and how powerful words are. Words are literally life, and you can either talk yourself into your blessing or talk yourself out of it. Or we can talk ourselves out of it by telling the wrong people. And so that's basically what this law means to me, that the law of silence, you shouldn't go out saying, oh, this, that, and the third before it's time, or before you really scan a person and who they really are to know if it's a safe place. Wow. Those words are so powerful. And so I work for law enforcement or the court system, and I know that one of the first things that a police officer says is you have the right to remain silent. So it's our right to be silent. Like even spiritually, even we under attack, we going through warfare. They say, oh, speak the word, speak the word. And I agree with that, but you don't always have to speak. You can let your silence speak for you. And again, going back to this law, the law is the protection from premature exposure. And it makes me think about a newborn baby, and the baby is premature. The baby was born before its time, and you have to incubate the baby. And in an incubator state, you're silent. The baby's quiet. The baby can't speak. The baby's the nurses, and we gotta hope that you got the right nurse. You hope that people is in this field because they love and they want to nurture the baby or the ministry or the gift so that it can speak when the time is right.
Wow, that's so good. Oh, that is so good. It's about time.
Yes. Yeah. We don't want to speak out of season. We don't want to speak out of time. And God is so strategic that He spoke in time, and He by time. Like God is out of time.
That right there is the part that gets me, because He doesn't operate in time.
We don't operate in time.
He for us. So whenever we talk about, oh, God didn't show up in time, and God didn't do this on time, and I always get tickled when I think about the story. Come on, Jesus, my brother's down. I'll be there. He'd be like, I'll be there. 3 days later, you too late.
You late, Jesus? No, he was on time.
Get up.
Come on, Lazarus. Like, I knew I was going to raise you. I knew in my timing.
Exactly. But if he said, all right, let me rush real quick. And they were frustrated because they're like, all you had to do was send the word. And he's like, I knew what I could do. Listen, whatever He does, however He chooses to do it is right. So whether He chose to speak it, whether He chose to show up, whether He chose to come a whole year later, whatever He chooses is right, because He established time. He established it. So when He moves, it is the time. It's not trying to put Him in our time. It's He's the one who controls the time. Like if He says the color of your shirt is orange, guess what? It used to be green, but now it's orange because it's orange. It's orange. If the sky is pink, it's pink because that's what He says.
That's what He said.
And been, and He has the authority to speak. So words really create life. They do.
It creates life. It creates life.
Oh my God.
I remember when Kanita won on The Price is Right, she called me and she said, I won on The Price is Right. And I was like, oh, okay. Because it didn't register what she said. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. And then she was
that is cute.
Like, because first I'm like, Price is Right. I don't even watch. Like, what is that? And I didn't realize how big of a show it was. And so, she was like, I won on The Price is Right. And she was talking low, like she was whispering. So I was like, wow, that's something right there, because she didn't want others to hear what she was saying. So she was like, I won on The Price is Right, but I can't tell anyone. I'm just sharing it with you because I know it's not going to go anywhere. And I can't release this word or this victory before it airs. So she won a show August 17th, and the show was scheduled to air November 21st, like months later. But silent, she had to keep quiet. She couldn't tell anybody because she was
you.
Yes. Like, so she knew who she could trust, because of course that's big, that's major. So you can't like walk around not saying anything, but she you have to know who to release and share your innermost victories with, your traumas with, your issues with. You have to have a place to share it. So she told a very select few people that she knew wouldn't post on Facebook, wouldn't go on social media, wouldn't expose her.
Yes, come on.
She was bound by a legal document where you can't, like, this cannot go public until it's public, if that makes sense. So she told individual people that she won, but she couldn't share. And so the people who didn't know, they saw. So I think that's important, that you have your enemies, you have people watching for you to fail, and then God does something so public, so national for all to see. So even in your silence, like you strategic, you have to be calculated in silence. Like you.
Oh, that's good.
So I remember being in school. So I wasn't. People think I'm quiet, but I'm not. And me and Kanita go back and forth about this all the time. She's like, people think you quiet, but you're not quiet, and I'm not. So I start off silent because I'm observing, I'm feeling people out, I'm seeing who's who. But when you get to know me, like, yeah, my mouth is big. But I think you have to be that way, because if you always the first one talking, then you can't really grasp what's really taking place.
That's so good.
So you have to be observant. Like, you have to view your surroundings so you can properly process who's who and what's what. So I remember being in school, and sometimes I was a class clown. Depends. Not all the time. My mother may be watching. I was good.
She said my mother would be watching. I feel like I was too at one point, and it wasn't that I was trying to be, but when people just start laughing, and you're like, oh goodness, now I got this.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to be, but now the teacher mad at me. I didn't make them laugh. They chose to laugh.
Right. They chose to laugh. That was y'all. So I at some point I was viewed as being quiet. And so people think that because you're quiet, you crazy, or you gotta watch them quiet ones. No, you're strategic. Now there are some people that's quiet and they building bombs and they go in my basement and doing stuff. But we're all not like that. I believe that silent or quiet, you're just processing and you're strategizing, learning who's who. And I think that's very important in life, to be quiet. You don't have to always be the first one to speak in the room. You should be the last one to speak, to hear what everyone has to say. And it also makes me think of Zechariah when he learned of John the Baptist, when Elizabeth was pregnant. God had to shut his mouth because he knew that he was either going to talk himself out of this promise or tell the wrong people. You got people that's praying against you. You think you have people that supporting you, like, oh, I want you to win. Like, I want God to bless you. And whole time they hoping, God, please don't let them prosper, because you told them the wrong person. So discernment is also key. Even in your silence, you have to discern who to share with, who to talk to about your victory, about your win, and not prematurely telling what God's going to do for you, what God has planned for you. I remember I wanted to get into real estate. I was getting ready to graduate high school, and for whatever reason, I was just like really pressed to be a real estate agent. Like, I don't know if it's movies I was watching, and the realtors like walk up to the house, and here's the kitchen. I don't know, but it was just something in me that wanted to be a realtor. So we had a family friend who was in the business. Like, she would sometimes come. We were much younger than her, so we would go with her to show houses, and it was just very intriguing. So I was like, I want to be a real estate agent. And so she was like, you can't afford to be no agent. And I was like, oh. And it really damaged me. And from that point on, I put that on the show. And it took 10 years for me to actually go and take the class and get my license to be a realtor, because in the back of my mind, it was, I can't do it based on her words, based on my own mouth, telling this woman who I looked up to because she was all I wanted to be, I want to be an agent. And she shut it down. And so again, the law of silence, knowing who to share your dreams with, knowing who to share your victories with, and who will help pray it through. Because even if you tell people what you want to do, or what your dreams are, what your visions are, or how you winning, you need people to pray that through with you and for you. Or even when you're feeling like, okay, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I can make it. You need people to uplift you and to help cultivate the very words that you speak and hold you accountable for it. Like, didn't you say you was going to write that book? What's going on? You was going to produce this? Why? Why haven't you done it? I haven't seen anything. This book is trying to tell y'all, I'm going to need for y'all to get, I dare you to win. Because I feel like every law in there is step by step how you can win. Like, it speaks to every area. It gives instructions on how to win. And we have proof. Like, the author is a winner. Like, you do something and you ain't did it. Like, and I love Mary Kay. People be looking beautiful. However, if you don't have that pink Cadillac, don't harass me. Like, I want to see. So I'm the kind of person where I want to see you winning, or I want to see you prosper in the area that you're trying to pull me into, because I need receipts. I need results. Like, I need to see proof that this actually works.
Don't tell me you a dentist.
And don't tell me you're dentist and you got some missing ones. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Look like what you're speaking of. That's that. I hear you. Trust me. Like you said, I definitely agree. And that's why I think sometimes there are rare occasions where, like in situations where God has anointed somebody to do something that they haven't experienced. Like, for example, if it's a doctor and they know how to cure cancer, I don't need him to have cancer first, but I need him to have cured it for someone else.
Yes.
So, I definitely get what you mean. And her giving us these steps. And this is, I was just talking with her, and I cannot believe we're on law number 6. Is that each week we go through a different law, well, 2 laws actually. We talk about one, as you guys know, in our podcast that comes out on Mondays. So there will be our 7th law coming out this next Monday. And then the following Thursday, we'll kind of wrap it up and talk about all the laws together. But the thing that I love the most is that this story, it's like she takes us on a journey.
Yes.
She goes through from the very beginning to, I almost didn't go. This is why. Okay, now I'm there. Okay, now I pulled up. And each part of her journey is a different law.
Yes.
So it's there. It just goes gradually. And we can learn from every step of the process. And
every
now
step.
This is the part I love. Yes, she's won. And she's like, I can't say anything. How many of us have gone through circumstances where you're so excited and the first thing you want to do is open your mouth?
Yep.
First.
Yep. It's so true.
Why?
It's
why
so
do
true.
I need to share? When God does something for me, why do I have to tell somebody?
Yes.
Look in the word, where he healed people and he would say, now go and tell us to nobody. And there's other times where he's like, go tell everybody.
Yes.
So our instinct is usually to speak. And speaking, like you said, isn't always a bad thing, but the timing of it is also important too.
Yes, exactly.
Is important.
And it's hard to keep quiet. It's hard. Like I remember we played the quiet game.
Oh.
Even a facial expression will mess you up. It's hard.
I can't play that game.
It's hard to keep quiet.
I can't play that game. You want to play it right now? No, I'm joking. I would loot.
See? It's hard to keep quiet. And I think it's a very important law. I think it's an art to silence. It's an art to silence because people, they can't figure you out when you're quiet. Like they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what the next move going to be. And again, they say, "Oh, watch the quiet people." Yeah, watch. We need a world of silence because we live in a time where everybody want to talk, everybody want to give their opinion, but is it the right voice? Is it the right opinion? Are you giving the right instructions? Are you giving the right directions? There's a part in the book that really blessed me that said, "Don't let your mouth forfeit your reward." Yes,
that's actually exactly what I was just looking at. Yep, right on page 40.
That is deep. So you can win. You could be the winner, but because your mouth, you lose the trophy. And we don't want to be that. We don't want to lose or forfeit when we've already won. Because we don't know how to be quiet. And I remember also I used to work in the courtroom with magistrates, and I don't know much about the law. I don't have Esquire behind my name, but you learn through experience. So, I'm sitting there and this lady getting ready to win her case and her mouth gets things dismissed. The judge told her over and over again, be quiet, ma'am. I'm telling you, you need to be quiet. Be quiet. And she talking. Case dismissed. So you could be winning and be off. Everything gets dismissed and you got to start the cycle all over again and hope that your win comes soon.
I tell you, I was literally just looking at that. Don't let your mouth forfeit your award. And right after it says, are you concerned that you might be sharing too much information? What promise has God given you that you have to wait patiently for? So you may know that it's coming. Like in her case, in the courtroom, she's like, oh man, I know it's coming, but you're talking. So now it's forfeited because if you would just hold on a little longer, that's one of the few, self-control, hold on, wait, what's coming, but be patient. Don't speak. Don't dismiss what God actually truly envisions for you.
Yes.
And also likewise, don't speak in anger. When you're upset, when you're frustrated, because you can create life.
Yes.
The power of life and death is in the tongue. You don't want to speak death over something that God is trying to bring life to.
But he wants to live. Exactly.
So converse is true. If you're angry, probably try not to speak. If you're super excited, try to. And one thing that I try to do for myself is when I'm super excited, I'll grab something to write with.
And write it.
I got to get it out. and I'm not trying to make a plug to get y'all to write your book, because I do love when people write, Tidy and True Publishing.
And she's dope. She's dope. She's a dope editor.
Thank you so much. I love words. I truly do. But I feel like God makes me understand, or has to understand, or he impressed upon my spirit to understand the power of words that much more, because when we speak them, and then when we write them, when we express them, communicate them, things happen. Things really do happen. And so when you get that either super excited or super sad, I feel like the safest thing that we can do to get it out, I mean, obviously to pray, also you can write. And then once you write it out and verbalize it, sometimes once you release it, you're like, okay, now that I got it out, I'm kind of at a calm place. Now I can think rationally. Is this something that I need to express? Is this something I need to keep to myself? And if I do express it, to whom and how much? There's been times I've opened my mouth to say something to someone, and I would literally hear the Spirit of the Lord be like,
zip it.
And the person be like, you just stop talking. What just happened? I'm like, I can't say it. I can't. And they're like, well, what is it? Well, I cannot say it. The Lord didn't. Well, what is it? And then, the more they keep asking, I'm just like, look, we may need to get off this phone because I can't.
Right.
Or sometimes I just go right into another subject and they have no clue I was going to say.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Be obedient.
Silence. It is a language of its own.
It is.
It's truly a weapon.
It is.
It's truly a weapon.
Yes.
Truly a weapon.
I like that you said that it's a weapon, because one thing I love for us to do at the end of every talk, every book club chat that we have, is to speak and to affirm the very thing that God has shared with us, through the passage and the things that we discussed. So it would be my honor to have you close us out with our affirmation. And everybody, if you're have your books with you on page 45, let's affirm this truth. So let me see. Yeah, page 45. Make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I am so appreciative of my blessings. I am thankful for the opportunity to reveal who I have the potential to become.
Amen.
Learn to move on in silence and let my actions and behavior speak louder than my words.
Oh, God.
I will not allow family, friends, enemies, or even my own doubt prevent me from living in my glory and becoming all that I am destined to be. I will not be swayed by the wrong actions or swirled by the bitter words from my enemies and those posing as friends and family. I am not all that I can be yet, but I have certainly progressed from who I was. I am on my way to being the best version of myself, and that in itself is enough for me. I do not strive to please others at the cost of my own happiness. I will move in my own time, in my own way, and at my own pace.
My God.
That's fire. That is fire. That is fire. And that's a great way. Like, the affirmations are a great way. It's literally the icing on a cake to just grab your win and hold it tight.
Wow.
In silence.
Yes.
In silence.
Declare that thing. Declare.
Yes.
You will grab your win and hold it tight.
Yes.
Keep our mouth closed.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Quiandria, so much for your time.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun discussing. I dare you to win.
Yes, get your copy.
You win. Please get your copy if you don't have it already. And we will see you next week, actually, where we follow up with author Kanita Washington, and she and I will be discussing the law of humility, which is law 7. Thank you guys so much for your time, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.